Welcome back, focus learners, to another explainer. Look, today we are on an absolute mission to rescue you from something we all know way too well, the endless, exhausting, traditional to-do list. You know the exact feeling I'm talking about, right? You empty your mind onto a piece of paper, totally expecting to feel relieved, but instead, well, you just feel crushed by the sheer weight of everything you have to do. Well, today, we are completely rethinking how we manage our time, our tasks, and honestly, our sanity. Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We're going to cover why to-do lists fail, then organize your mind with 4 boxes, after that, the analog sense of achievement, and finally, organizing sticky notes and your mind. Let's jump right in.
Part 1. Why to-do lists actually fail us. The infinite brain dump.
So, why is it that writing down our tasks makes our hearts feel heavier instead of lighter? It hits right at the core of our daily struggle. Actually, it's kind of like a tragic irony. We're basically taught from day one that getting things out of our heads and onto paper is the ultimate productivity hack. But so often, we wake up, we open that list, and instantly feel this heavy sense of defeat before we've even had our first cup of coffee.
It all boils down to something we can call the infinite brain dump. I'm talking about your morning thoughts, random evening requests from your boss, and literally everything in between. Our natural human impulse is to write absolutely everything down so we don't forget it. But here's the catch. Our daily time limit is rigidly fixed 24 hours, while our list, it just keeps expanding. We are mathematically guaranteeing that we can't possibly finish everything in one day, which basically sets us up for inevitable failure.
And because of that, we fall into this massive psychological trap. Think about it. When you check off an item, it visually fades away into the background. You cross it out, it disappears. But those unchecked items, they remain bold, demanding, and highly visible. The human eye is just naturally drawn to what isn't done. You could finish 10 incredibly difficult tasks, but if 2 are left unchecked, your brain focuses entirely on the unfinished business. It leaves you feeling completely incapable, even when you crushed it that day.
There is a quote that perfectly captures that feeling. The uncompleted tasks cast a dark shadow on the mind. Doesn't that just hit the nail on the head? I really want you to absorb this takeaway. If you feel overwhelmed at the end of the day, it is absolutely not a lack of your personal ability or drive. It is the top-down vertical list format itself that is draining your energy. It's a systemic failure, not a personal one.
Moving right along to Part 2. Organize your mind with 4 boxes, the 2x2 matrix.
It is wild how just changing the geometry of your list changes your entire perspective. By drawing a simple crosshair, we create a 2x2 matrix of urgent versus important. Suddenly, that vague vortex of tasks becomes crystal clear priorities. Got a hard deadline or a big sale starting? Boom, that goes into urgent and important. Getting groceries or refilling your gas tank? Okay, those are important, but perhaps not urgent right this very second. You're no longer staring at a terrifying wall of text. You are looking at a clear, actionable map of your day.
Now, a quick warning here. We need to be really careful with the not urgent and not important quadrant. This is the danger zone, often filled with aimless doom scrolling, checking notifications, or just little habits that secretly drain our time. Now, to be fair, this box isn't purely evil. If you are consciously choosing to spend time here to just rest and recharge, that is perfectly fine. The real danger is when you lack that conscious awareness, and these activities accidentally steal away hours of your day without you even realizing it.
All right, Part 3, the analog sense of achievement and the real power of paper.
Look, we all live on our phones, I get it. But when you complete a task on a digital app, it's just a fleeting, unfulfilling tap of a finger. There is zero weight to it. Compare that to an analog sticky note. There is a deeply satisfying, highly visible, and totally physical sensation in peeling that note off the board, crumpling it up, and physically tossing it into the trash. That manual action gives your brain a concrete reward and a massive sense of achievement that an app simply cannot replicate.
And get this, there is a fascinating, almost accidental benefit to using physical sticky notes. It's called the deteriorating glue effect. As you move a task from box to box, maybe an item becomes more urgent over time, the glue on the back actually starts to weaken. This deteriorating stickiness forces you to pause. It makes you stop and think, wait, do I really need to move this again? Where does this truly belong? The physical degradation of the tool literally improves your categorization accuracy. How cool is that?
Plus, let's be honest, there is just an undeniable joy in analog tools. Picking out your favorite colors of sticky notes, choosing a nice pen that glides perfectly across the paper, these aren't just silly little details. By taking the time to select stationery you actually enjoy using, you significantly lower the psychological hurdle to getting organized. You are taking a stressful obligation and transforming it into a playful, tactile habit that actually sparks positive emotions.
And once you master this on a small scale, you can scale the whole thing up to what we call the life whiteboard. By using a giant wall whiteboard for your matrix, you are forcing yourself to zoom out. When you step back and look at a massive board, it immediately reveals hidden imbalances. You might suddenly realize, oh wow, my urgent and important box is entirely consumed by work tasks, while my health, my hobbies, and my relationships are sitting totally empty. It is a massive visual reality check.
Which brings us to part 4, organizing those sticky notes and ultimately maintaining your mind.
So how do we keep this system running without losing our minds? The crucial point is understanding the visual balance of your board. Think about the extremes here. Sometimes you might have very few notes up, and surprisingly, people panic when this happens. They think they aren't doing enough. But having few notes usually means you are just really well organized and focusing only on what matters. Seriously, don't invent fake work just to feel busy. On the flip side, too many notes can become a source of intense visual suffocation, causing the exact overwhelm we're trying so hard to escape.
But if you do hit that state of visual suffocation, don't worry. Here is your simple recovery plan. Step 1, dump everything from your brain onto notes. Just get it all out. Step 2, and I know this is the hard part, aggressively peel off the not urgent and not important notes. Literally take them off the board and put them away. Step 3, focus solely on what remains. By physically lightening your visual load, you instantly lighten your psychological load.
And that brings us right back to the core thesis of this entire explainer. Blame the list, not yourself. I really want you to take this away with you today. The friction, the exhaustion, that constant nagging feeling of falling behind, it was a formatting issue the whole time. It was a complete misalignment between how your brain processes priority and how a top-down list presents information. When you change the format, you change your entire mindset.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, incredibly important thought. Are you ready to dump your brain onto a blank piece of paper today, draw that crosshair, and finally reclaim your peace of mind? Grab a pen, find a stack of sticky notes, and start rebuilding your confidence right now. You've got the tools, you understand the visual strategy, so let's get out there and actually make it happen.